I have 2 kids under the age of 3. I run 2 companies at the same time that produce $149,000 a month in profit. And in this video, I'm going to break down my daily routine. Every single step of my day, from when I wake up till when I go to bed, what I do in order to hold it all together and make it all work. Let's go. All right, my day, it starts at 5:45 in the morning. Roll out of bed. Within 15 minutes, I am out the door on every other day of the week, going to the gym, lifting weights. I've got a podcast in, or sometimes I'm just listening to metal. Gets me fired up and gets my blood going. On the alternating days, I actually come up to my office right away, make some tea, and then I write or I post on LinkedIn. Basically, I invest energy and time in my audience and my social posting. So that period of time I consider to be playtime, whether it's working on my fitness or working on growing my audience. This is all kind of fun stuff that I'm excited to do. That period of playtime ends at 7:30 when I roll downstairs and begin to wake up my daughters. I hang out with them, we make breakfast, I have my favorite time of the morning, which is just like seeing them see the world, talking with them, just all the good things, if you know, you know, and making coffee. That's my other favorite thing to do. So I have a beautiful espresso machine that I love so dearly, and I make coffee for my wife, coffee for Marie. Boom, 8:30 rolls around, kids go to their nanny, and it is time to get started with work. Okay, so it's 8:30 now. I'm back up at my desk, and now my first 30-minute block of work is actually focused on social posting. So this part I do consider work because it's not my favorite part of social in general, but I have a bunch of accounts that I try to keep tabs on, and I want to make sure that whenever they post, I'm commenting on their posts. So 30 minutes of that, and then bam, we are in the thick of it from 9 until 12:30 every single day. It is internal meetings, external meetings, sales calls, rinse, repeat. That is like the core of my working time. And I think by having it very strictly structured like this and fairly short compared to what most people are used to, really is a forcing function to make sure that I'm only working on the most important things. I'm only taking the most important meetings. Maybe that meeting should be an email. Maybe that email should be a Loom recording and not a meeting. And so I think it helps both myself and my team make the most of our collective time together. Okay, 12:30 rolls around. I'm getting pretty hungry. Usually that means I will go downstairs, grab a snack, bring it back upstairs, and check my email, check Slack, basically check on all the random stuff that I normally don't allow to creep into my day because my whole day is very structured. This is some unstructured time to kind of blow off steam. That all that stuff is relaxing for me. I actually enjoy checking Slack and email. And I think many people do. That's why they use it to procrastinate and never get anything done. But that's a separate story.
Daddy, chill.
All right, so now it is 1 o'clock. 1 o'clock rolls around, and that is my signal to leave my desk, go downstairs, get my cycling gear on, and most days I go out for a mountain bike ride. That mountain bike ride lasts from when I arrive at the trailhead, so usually 1:30 until around 4, when I need to drive home, get showered, and get ready for the kids to be picked up at 4:30. From 4:30 to 7:30, this is family time. I'm usually pretty gassed at this point in the day, both mentally from work, both physically from the mountain bike ride. And so I'm just doing my best to be present and to enjoy the time with our kids. Usually that means going for a walk, going to the park, and just kind of being outside with them, doing something nice. By 7:30, kids pretty much every single night are in bed, tucked in, books have been read, good times have been had, and it is now time for parent time or me time, or whatever you want to call it, from 7:30 until basically when I go to bed, anywhere between 8:45 and 9:30. That is time for myself and my wife to wind down together, whether that means watching TV, putting on a movie, sometimes just sitting in silence on our laptops or our phones to decompress. It totally takes different shapes every night, and then I go to bed. Sleep is incredibly important to me, and so a lot of people are kind of like, why do you go to bed at 8:45 or why do you go to bed at 9:30? And the answer is because I'm really tired by that time and because I need the sleep. You know, the amount of exercise that I do, both physical and mental, requires a fair amount of rest, and if I don't rest, other things fall apart. And so I'm pretty strict with myself about going to bed on time every single night. I don't sit on my phone before bed, all the things that people normally talk about, like the blue light stuff, I'm pretty decent with. So that is my daily routine. All right, so we actually ran the numbers behind the scenes, and I thought it was really interesting to see how these tally up on a weekly basis. So that all totals to 22.5 hours of work per week, 25.5 hours of playtime per week, and 25.5 hours of family time per week, which, if I think about those ratios, I feel pretty good about that, given that obviously our kids are in daycare or with their nanny during the day, so that I, for the most part, couldn't increase that number, but I do feel good about that mix, at least for this point in my life. And it's probably important to caveat that, not every day is perfect. There are some days where fires crop up and, things shift around. Today is a perfect example. I'm an hour behind on my recording schedule, which means, I should have been hitting the trail 30 minutes ago, but here I am recording this video for you instead. But it's okay. It all balances out. And again, I'm at 22.5 hours. So I've got a little bit of buffer room in there for the oddball days like today. So I'm curious, let me know in the comments, how many hours do you think you're working today? How many hours do you think you're spending on what I would call playtime? How many hours with family? And what would you like that number to be? For not everyone wants it to be 25 hours. Some people really like working. Maybe for some people that healthy number is 35 or 45. I know at times in my life I was working 80 to 100 plus hours a week when I was first getting started. So let me know where you are in your journey. Let me know what your goals are around how many hours you'd like to work per week, and maybe what steps are you taking to get yourself there. Let me know in the comments and I will comment you back. Let's do this.